Crossflow is a risk-prudent, fully automated and highly secure transactional system. We are a genuine fintech company, solving real-world problems by allowing excess working capital to be channeled from funders and financial institutions through a highly resilient, fraud-adverse, legal and regulatory framework to provide working capital to corporate suppliers. Designed and developed by leading industry professionals during a 4-year R&D process, Crossflow launched in 2014, was awarded London Stock Exchange Elite Company status in 2017, and was ranked 8th in the Financial Times list of Europe's fastest-growing companies in 2021. From the outset, the Crossflow system was designed to maximize efficiency, eliminate human error, reduce operational costs, and maximize funder returns. This is achieved by way of secure, seamless integration into corporate compliance systems via secured SFTP connections with specific encrypted data protocol mappings established during the integration process with the corporate's Oracle, SAP, or other compliance systems. This approach enables Crossflow to automatically send a service activation code direct to all suppliers that are corporate KYC approved and with a minimum of 12 months trading history with the corporate. Once activated, the supplier can view read-only data pushed from the corporates to the Crossflow system. The system has no functionality to amend any data record. The Crossflow system then runs its own KYC procedures, independently cross-validating the supplier company registration and banking information in conjunction with the supplier invoice and payment transaction history to create an individual supplier algorithmic flag and hold process to further mitigate the risk of any funding requests that fall outside of the supplier's normal transaction values. In addition to maximizing funder returns, Crossflow's sophisticated AI engine constantly monitors and controls all aspects of the funding process, detecting risk change and providing advanced warnings and flags of any abnormal activity. The Crossflow legal framework creates a legal obligation to pay all funder transactions. During its trading history, Crossflow has avoided any impairment situation. Our system resilience underwent real-world testing when a retail corporate succumbed to the pressures of the COVID lockdown and unfortunately entered liquidation. However, no money was lost by any Crossflow system funder. Once a supplier has cleared the Crossflow KYC process, they are activated on the system and can request funding only against outstanding invoices that have been QA'd and approved for payment by the corporate. This also removes Crossflow from any corporate supplier disputes, as the data pushed to Crossflow represents the corporate's payment obligation for these transactions. With its secure and automated global reach, the Crossflow system only requires an operating team, client support staff, and a senior-level authorization team who authorize payments and bespoke system changes. System security is paramount. The Crossflow security team is housed separately. They also oversee the system development and maintenance teams and control all back-end processes. The Crossflow system is SOC 2 certified with constant real-time compliance checking and antivirus and control check procedures. The system is AWS multi-region hosted with continuous data backup and transactional reporting, with a secondary independent data backup hosted with Hetzner to mitigate the risk of single host failure. Any incident of attempted unauthorized access triggers immediate alerts to all members of the security team. In the event of a major incident, all funding is automatically suspended. To further mitigate risk, each funder has a segregated bank account where fund deposits and repayments are processed within 2 hours of receipt. The funder can place a charge on this account to provide security on the funds. Crossflow funders span the financial spectrum, from high-net-worth individuals and family offices to financial institutions, hedge funds and pension funds, all of whom are looking for low-risk returns on excess working capital, with one funder describing Crossflow as the pipework they had always dreamed of. Once registered, a funder can begin the funding deployment process by selecting the corporates they wish to fund, the rates, currency, maximum funding period, funding limits per supplier, and single transaction limit. These conditions are then set up in the service operation by the Crossflow team. The system operates only within these terms and conditions and cannot go beyond any funder authorized limits, meaning no transaction can be processed to or from the corporate supplier which is not agreed by the funder. These conditions also ensure the correct distribution of all funds and payments. When funding is requested from one of their selected corporates, a detailed funding request report is sent to the funder to provide the requested funding. When the funds are processed, the corporate receives an automated confirmation report, and a message detailing the payment obligation transfer is sent to the funder for each transaction. This legally constitutes an absolute assignment of the payment obligation to the funder. The Crossflow system automatically issues daily funder transaction reports with a list of all transactions and their terms. Combined with full system access available 24/7, each funder can monitor the funds requested, deployed, and the dates of the funding scheduled for repayment. With each corporate on the service representing at least 20 million sterling in payables, Crossflow has now over £1 billion of origination opportunities to fund on the system. Please contact us to meet with members of our management team and discuss your individual requirements. Crossflow. Simple, secure, resilient.